Ladies, today I want you to pause and ask yourself how many times have you stopped yourself from speaking just because you wanted to keep everyone comfortable, because this is where it begins the slow, quiet loss of a woman's inner courage. A woman is naturally honest, expressive, emotional. Her voice carries power, clarity, and intelligence, but the problem begins when society, family, relationships, and even friendships start expecting her to always be pleasant, polite, adjusting, and easy to handle. And in trying to meet these expectations, she starts shrinking her voice without even realizing it. She wants to say, I am hurt, but she stays silent. She wants to say, this is unfair, but she holds back. She wants to say, I need help, but she pretends to be strong. And each time she swallows her truth, one small piece of her courage disappears. People pleasing teaches her one dangerous lesson. Your comfort doesn't matter, only theirs does. So she begins editing her emotions, softening her opinions. Suppressing her authenticity, she starts speaking in ways that want upset. Anyone want disappoint, anyone want shake anyone. But in this attempt to keep everyone happy, she stops keeping herself honest. The world rarely sees her sacrifice on the outside. She looks calm, cooperative, understanding. But on the inside, she carries unspoken pain, unshared feelings, and unheard truths. She becomes a woman who screams silently and slowly. She forgets what her true voice sounds like. She forgets how to say no. She forgets her own truth. A woman's courage is not lost in one moment. It fades gradually every time she puts someone else's approval above her own authenticity. So today, I want you to hear this clearly. A woman who tries to please everyone ends up pleasing no one, not even herself. Your voice is not meant to be hidden, your truth is not meant to be softened, and your courage is your birth, right? Don't let people pleasing take it away from you. Ladies, let me tell you something very honestly. A woman's heart is powerful, but it is not designed to be a storage house for everyone's expectations. Yet this is exactly what happens when she tries to please everyone. She wakes up thinking about others. Needs, she goes through her day fulfilling others. Demands, she sleeps thinking about tomorrow's responsibilities. Where in all of this is her own emotional space? Nowhere. When a woman starts pleasing everyone, she unconsciously begins collecting emotional burdens that don't even belong to her. She becomes responsible for people's moods, reactions, comfort, and happiness. She carries guilt for things she didn't do wrong. She carries pressure for things she never agreed to. And in this process, she forgets that she too has emotions that need space. Slowly, her heart becomes crowded, not with her dreams, not with her desires, but with expectations placed on her by family, society, partner, friends, and even strangers. And a crowded heart is a tired heart. She wants to rest, but there is no space. She wants to feel, but there is no space. She wants to breathe, but there is no space because her emotional world is filled with responsibilities. She didn't choose. People admire her for being strong, patient, understanding, but they never ask if she is exhausted. They never ask if she has room for her own feelings. They don't see her emotional suffocation because she hides it behind smiles, tasks, and sacrifices. A woman who carries everyone's expectations eventually forgets that she has the right to say, no, not today, not this time. Creating emotional space is not selfish, it is survival. A woman who never protects her emotional boundaries ends up losing herself, her peace, and her inner balance. So today, I want you to remember your heart is not a container for the world's expectations. It is a home for your own dreams and feelings. Guard it, honor it, protect it. A woman's individuality is her most beautiful quality, her personality, her dreams, her choices, her unique way of thinking. But when she starts trying to please everyone, she slowly begins erasing all of this. People pleasing demands one thing: become who others want you to be, not who you truly are. And to fulfill this, a woman starts shrinking herself. If someone doesn't like her confidence, she becomes quiet. If someone doesn't like her dreams, she makes them smaller. If someone doesn't like her strength, she hides it, and bit by bit, she lets the world decide her identity. She forgets the things that once made her alive, inspired, passionate. She stops choosing what she loves and starts choosing what others prefer. She changes her wardrobe, her hobbies, her opinions, even her habits, not because she wants to, but because she fears being judged. And the saddest part, the world still doesn't get satisfied. A woman who tries to fit into everyone's expectations eventually loses herself in the process. Her laughter changes, her lifestyle changes, her emotional world changes. She becomes a version of herself that feels safe for others, not true for her. Her individuality is not taken from her. She gives it away unintentionally, piece by piece, every time she prioritizes approval over authenticity. But a woman's real beauty shines only When she embraces who she truly is, bold or quiet, soft or strong, simple or extraordinary, the world may not like every version of her, but the right people will. So today, I want every woman to remember. Your individuality is your power. Never shrink it to fit into someone else's comfort zone. She loses her emotional strength because constant giving without receiving drains her spirit. Let me say this with absolute truth. A woman's emotional strength is extraordinary, but it is not infinite. And when she keeps giving without receiving, loving without being loved back, supporting without being supported, she eventually becomes emotionally drained. People mistake her strength as indestructible. They think she will always show up, always help, always adjust, always forgive, and because of this belief, she becomes the emotional backbone for everyone around her, even when she is breaking inside. But when a woman tries to please everyone, she ends up carrying the emotional load of relationship alone. She comforts others when they cry, but when she needs comfort, she hides her tears. She supports others' dreams, but no one notices her own. She becomes the healer, but no one becomes her healer. This emotional imbalance slowly empties her from the inside. She starts feeling invisible despite doing everything. She starts feeling exhausted despite being strong. She starts feeling unloved despite being the one who gives love the most, and that emptiness is the heaviest loss a woman can experience. Her spirit dims, her motivation drops, her emotional resilience weakens, not because she is weak, because she is overused and underappreciated. A woman's emotional strength needs support, care, and nourishment. She cannot keep pouring from a cup that is never refilled, and the moment she stops pleasing everyone, she begins refilling her own cup with boundaries, with self-care, with self-respect, with truth, with love for herself. So today, I want every woman to know your emotional strength is a treasure. Protect it. Don't let people pleasing drain the light inside you.